What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And of course, when you see my man Jeremiah, you know we're going around the sports world. Of course, sports. Man, we can't avoid the controversies, man. It's some of the craziest stuff going on. We're going to start off with boxing. Keyshawn Davis drops out of the Devin Haney fight over the money split. Now, Devin Haney is putting up the bigger, more celebrated, undefeated streak versus Keyshawn. I think he's 13-0. But what's your thoughts on the fact that Keyshawn wanted more than the 75-25 split? Like, he was actually wanting 50-50, even though he's not even recognized that much, man. What's your thoughts on this, on Keyshawn dropping out?
Hey man, he was trying to cash in, get that money. But I think him and his team, they looked at it. They was like, hey, if we're going to be in this fight, even though it's the most they will ever make, and I won't say most they ever make, the most he's made in his career, would have made in his career. They were like, a risk versus reward. You know what I mean? Hey, listen,
rightfully so.
Yeah, because he's only, I think Keyshawn's only fought at like 140. He's never fought at 147, so he's moving up. If I'm not mistaken, he's moving up to fight the champion at 147. And so that's honestly, it's a big step up. It's a big step up regardless of the fact. So trying to get in all the money they possibly can. That's what I think of it as. But also there's since it was done by the WBO, came up with the percentages for that, and it was like already a part of a contract. It's like he's backing out of it. So now, since they had him ranked as a contender, I almost want to say they had number one contender as a 147, which is crazy. But they're more than likely they got to make a decision because he backed out of that contract saying he doesn't want to fight for that, even though it's like documented for it. They come with percentages, so they may end up taking him off the top 10 for that weight class. He could nothing because he doesn't have any documented fights in there. But I think for him, I literally think it was just he was trying to get as much money for the risk that they were trying to give, but they were like, hey, we only gonna give you like $2 million for this, 25% of the purse. He got to pay the rest of his team, everything else. I think so. Now he's trying to go back, build up his record some more, because he's on like 15-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I thought it was 13, but I think it is 15-0.
Yeah. Going there, exactly how you said. The more celebrated, more undefeated, Devin. So I'm like, yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all it was.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I mean, like he's got to build up his wins, because if he takes a loss so early at only 15 fights, then it's going to be hard for him to build himself back up, and because we've seen that happen to the Charlos. The Charlos lost early. Next thing you know, they've not gotten back at all. So we've seen people sit up there. Hell, years ago when James Toney lost the fight to Roy Jones years ago, he lost that fight. That was it for him. It was done. So I can understand it, but he shouldn't be dropping out because of the money split. But I do get the fact that it's like, look, 25%, that might not be worth the risk to take a loss on such an early career. So, but yeah, man, that was a shocker that he actually walked away from that. Next, man, FIFA was supposed to be selling a stake in the World Cup to a Trump investment group. Just announced, backed out. So, again, this is one of these things where corruption is never far from FIFA. And I mean, we already saw in the World Cup what happened there with Balogun. We talked about the whole situation that was going on with Messi, and there were so many other things, how they were treating Mbappe and a lot of the other black soccer players. What's your thoughts on the fact that, one, FIFA was trying to sell? They've never offered a stake in the World Cup to no one. I remember, so I'm going to say this. I remember Malcolm Glazer, he was the owner of the owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
He wanted to get into the whole thing. They told him no. So he had to go buy the Real Madrid. Was it Real Madrid? Manchester United.
Okay.
I think he got the Manchester United. And he had to go buy that team just so he can be involved in the soccer because FIFA told him no before. So, what's your thoughts on the fact that FIFA was about to actually sell a stake to a president of a
Yep.
country like that's never heard of? And on top of that, that they're now backing out because I think they heard the criticism and now they're like, never mind. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts on this?
A big part of it was the criticism. They was getting criticism. I think I forgot that whoever governs the Europe's league over there. I forgot. It's like the biggest league that the biggest thing outside of FIFA that you got in
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah, you
They were
got
all
the what's that joint? The
I forgot.
Premier League.
Yeah, Premier League, but it's like a group that oversees the entire thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's like a so anyway, they were talking about they were going to back out. They're not back out. They were saying they were going to boycott. It's like if y'all let this deal go through, we're going to boycott. And
Yeah,
so that's you got to think about all the European teams. That is FIFA's money right there, money making.
right,
That's a
right.
lot of money making. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of teams. You got England, you got France, you got all those teams over there, right?
Hmm.
So when you get that, and then you get the backlash, and then they've never sold a piece of their company. And this was going to be like a 20%. So that
Right.
FIFA still would have had 80%, but 20% would have went to Trump's organization, even though it's like his son-in-law or something like that.
Yeah, but we know he
Somehow
gonna be on it.
you already mentioned Belagoon. We already talked about this FIFA and them selling that trying to sell 20% to him. But you also everyone forget. I think they gave Trump like a FIFA Nobel Peace Prize or whatever they
Oh
call it.
yes, well that was the Argentine. Was it Argent? Somebody, yeah. Oh, yo, no. It was FIFA.
Yeah, yeah,
They gave him that on. It
something
was
like that.
theirs. It was
Yeah,
theirs, and they gave it to him.
yeah. So he knee deep. He knee deep over there. And also he's trying to get another World Cup as soon as possible. He wants to run it back in America ASAP.
Mhm.
I think he's trying to do it before he passed away. But he's trying to do it ASAP. He's trying to do it because realistically, you can really wait. I think you got to wait at least 10 years before you can bid again, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
because I
Um,
think the next one is in the middle. No. I think it's
I don't know when that's gonna be
in
at. To be honest
Spain
with
or something like that. Something. I know.
you.
I think they already then set the next ones.
Because they're up in the teams, they're doing it in different countries now, kind of like they did with
Yeah.
us. They did U.S.,
Right.
Canada, and Mexico because there's so many teams now. Next thing you know, it's gonna be like NCAA tournament where they talking about around teams 64 teams. You know what I mean? Uh, I mean, eventually that's gonna get there. They're seeing how much money you can make,
Hmm.
right now, the United States alone, not to get off subject, but the United States alone got the stadiums to hold the entire
Right.
tournament.
To hold the whole
I'm talking
tournaments.
about
Yeah.
from professional venues to college venues.
Yeah.
And look, listen. And the way these high school venues looking like these days, man, you never know.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
my old school, Baloo High School.
Uh-huh.
I went over there, saw that brand new school, and I was like, "This is not the school I went to. It ain't look nothing like this." Yeah,
Yeah.
and also, yeah, like you said, the Euros, and not only the Euros, the Asian leagues was like, "We're going to boycott as well if this
Oh
goes
yeah,
through."
yeah, yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
you talking about that's a huge section that would have been gone. That means the World Cup would have been destroyed. So
Destroyed.
then we're talking about then we would have seen, I guess CONCACAF would have had to step up and do their own World Cup at that point. So that would have been destructive for FIFA if that would have happened. Next, man, we got to talk about it. Yo, Tony Romo, Kyle Shanahan got these traffic incidents that's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Was reported kind of late. Normally, when they pull over the athletes, they got all that stuff on media
ASAP.
24 hours. Not even 24 hours. Like within the as soon as they pull them over, they get
Yeah.
back to the
There it is.
precinct. It's up. So, what's your thoughts on one? Because now Tony Romo has now been suspended from
Yep.
CBS. They put him on suspension. Kyle Shanahan, they're avoiding any talk about what's going on with that. So that's quite a surprise. What's your thoughts on the fact that it seems to be these cover-ups when it comes to these personalities like coaches and announcers, but when it comes to the athletes, their business is just out there immediately.
Yeah, somehow, some way, there's no protection on the athletes. You know what I mean? Compared to coaches, but I can't even say that, but so much because it depends on who it is. I think just Kyle Shanahan, he has a cachet or whatever it is, leverage that he has over
Hmm.
the NFL that they're able to work with him. Hey, months go by because this happened like early June, if I'm not
In
mistaken. We're in
June,
August.
yeah, like
Yeah,
June
we're
7th or something
yeah,
crazy like that.
we're in August, and now we're hearing about it because they probably was hoping that he would be able to recover before training camp. That's
Yeah,
probably what it was. And then since he can't recover, now they got it. Now they got to put it out. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I think with him, because you got to think about people like Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft, he had that massage thing, that whole massage issue.
Oh yeah, that
That
went
came.
away.
That,
That went away
yeah,
as
yeah,
soon as
yeah, yeah.
possible.
Snap, snap, snap. Like you know what I mean? But he got the money for it though. He got the money to make it disappear.
That
Tony.
Jerry Jones and the controversy about when he was 15 and he was
Oh
down
yeah,
there
yeah.
at
Oh
that
yeah.
the school blocking the school.
He was right there. Yeah, he's right there. Hey, we're still hearing about Deshaun Watson, and we still hearing about Michael Vick.
My, right,
We still
right.
hearing about Michael Vick. Hey, listen. So, Tony Romo, on the other hand, uh, police footage. I believe because I looked at the video. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure the video that I looked at, he never took a breathalyzer test.
Yeah.
He did do that. So I don't know if they even did a blood test on him. They didn't do a blood test on him. Tony Romo got money. His lawyer,
He'll get
he's
out
going to
of
make
it.
that DUI disappear. That DUI is
Yeah.
going to disappear because I'm like, okay, y'all didn't do a breathalyzer, nor did y'all guys get to get a blood test because they can, depending on what state you're in, they can make you do like a blood test if they arrest you. You know what I'm saying? They're like, all right, you want to take a breathalyzer, we give you a blood test because then you can't deny it. What's in your blood, alcohol is in your stream. You know what I mean?
Well, not only that, like when it comes to Tony Romo and a lot of the other guys, famous
Uh-huh.
guys who are their whole thing was that I just came from the golf course. Like that's not an excuse.
No,
Like
it's not.
and there's so many of them that do it. We just recently saw Tiger Woods end up flipping his vehicle because of
Yeah.
that. There's so many times that it's not only them, it's so many athletes that do it. It's so many sports announcers that do it.
Hmm.
They go to the golf courses and they're drinking and then
Yep.
they're driving home. And
Yep.
I mean, I think even if I can remember the Caitlyn Jenner situation was one of those type of situations too. He was coming from the golf course, he had drank
Um,
and ran into the back of that lady car. So at some point, people need to start letting these golfers understand that you can't be drinking and then driving your butts home. Either you don't drink when you're at the golf course, or when you are, you ask somebody, you get. I mean, they make so much money at these places. You telling me they can't sit up there and just
yeah.
drive them home, or have a
Right.
valet guy drive them home or something like
Yep.
that? Like they can do that, but I mean, it's amazing at how certain people get away with stuff. But then, like I
Right. No
said, when the
doubt.
athletes get pulled over, and your tail light was when they get pulled over, it's
Uh-huh.
on the news immediately. They get
ASAP.
so it's crazy, but man, I hope they get better with this. Major League Baseball is coming to an end. A lot of teams in the wild card battle. Uh, the Nationals just recently won a game, and there's all these teams talking about trading and stuff. What's your thoughts on the MLB coming to an end, their season coming to the end, and they're
Yeah.
getting ready to start the playoffs? And do you see anybody coming out of there that might surprise people?
I wouldn't say necessarily surprise, but I tell you what is a surprise. A surprise. MLB or professional sports is funny. It's funny
Mhm.
because in 1 year you got a group of teams that make it, like that make it to the like the playoffs and make a deep run, and you're like,
Mhm.
okay, they finally turn the corner. Like
Right.
the Mariners. What I'm trying to say, the Mariners was playing for a pennant.
Very well.
They,
Yeah.
they, they last year they almost made it to the World Series. They almost made
Right.
it to the World Series. I think they went 6 games, 6, 7 games.
Hmm.
Uh, And this year, they
They're
outside
out.
looking
They're
in.
out. They're out. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I was at the game when they played the Reds. I was like, when they was going through the playing the Reds, I was like, these are big games because between
Mhm.
them and the Reds, they needed because the Reds had got a couple of games on them right now. They
Right.
lost those games against the Reds. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So it's real funny. But the not about to say the Chargers, the San Diego, the Padres.
The Padres,
If the
yeah.
if the Padres, I think if the Padres able to get in, I think they might be able to flip that switch. I think they might be able to flip the switch to make something happen. Right now, I believe the Padres on the outside looking in. But they're in a tough division too. They got the Dodgers in their division. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy is that I'm sitting there looking at the Detroit Tigers. Like,
Yeah.
if the Tigers somehow uh put up some stuff and like the Phillies kind of lose a few games or a couple of the other teams lose a few games. I mean,
Yep.
not the Phillies. A couple of the other teams lose some games. They
Hmm.
can be in. And I think they might actually surprise some people because, they've been a scrappy team all season and they've
Yeah.
been pulling out wins that most people wasn't expecting for them to pull out. So, I mean, look, the playoffs, the postseason is about to happen in Major League Baseball. But man, this wild card hunt, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be something down. It's coming down to the wire, and a lot of teams are within like maybe 3, 4 games of each other. So
Hmm.
it's going to be a tough one. Last but not least, the NFL camps open. And injuries start to pile up already.
Yeah.
Man, Jeremiah, your Carolina Panthers lose Nick Scotton, lose Chris Brazzell, rookie
Yeah.
season,
Out the
out
gate.
the whole season. Brian Breeze gets an injury in the Saints. He's not out for the season. Nick Allegretti got hurt. Traylon Burks for the Commanders, he came back today, but he was out with a little foot problem.
Hmm.
Shamar Stewart of the Bengals, he was having an issue last year as a
That's
rookie.
it.
He
Uh-huh.
is this year another situation. And of course, you got Tua and Penix. Both got lingering injuries. Tua his back, Penix his knee. Man, the injuries are piling up already, and camps. It's only day 3 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on what's going on right now, man?
Speaking for the Panthers, man, the Panthers are lucky to have I would say a deep receiving core. They got Leggett.
None of their
Leggett.
starters are hurt.
They still got Leggett. Got Tet. You still got Jalen Coker. You still
Jimmy
have
Horn,
no, yep. You got him. Then you got Mechie.
yeah.
Mechie. We signed all season. Still got some depth there. All right, but I was looking forward to seeing the rookie play.
Mm.
But I want to know are these what are you practicing on? Are they
Mhm.
practicing on turf or are they practicing on grass? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know as far as people's training camps. Are they practicing on grass or are they practicing on turf?
Mhm.
But I do know what they did when FIFA came down here. They took out all that turf and they put the grass down. So I do know. We got a couple of knee injuries
Mhm.
like Brazel. His sister was an LCL. They said he
Right.
was going to be out for 8 weeks, and then it was like, Bump, we're going to shut him down for the whole
Shut
year.
them down for the whole
Yeah,
year.
we're gonna
Yeah.
shut him the whole year. Just go ahead and just not even worry about it. Let's not make it worse. I don't know how these injuries are happening. I know Saints that was the one of the offensive linemen, right?
No,
I think that's
that
one
was
of the
their defensive guy,
defensive
Brian
guy.
Breeze. Yeah, Brian
Okay, yeah,
Breeze.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much: it won't. It'll help the
No, I think
Panthers.
it's Breezy. I think you say it's
Okay,
Breezy, something like that. No,
okay, yeah,
Braziz.
gotcha.
That's his name. Braziz.
Okay,
That's his name. But
okay,
yeah,
that's perfect.
yeah. So, and it's like a lot of these injuries are just popping up. Like, I
Yeah.
would hate for this to be one of those seasons where almost everybody in the NFL is hurt. Like, all the big time players are
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
ones trying to prove that they belong in the NFL. I mean, like I said, we already talking about Shamar Stewart already. Year
Yep.
two.
2.
It's only
Mm-hmm.
year two. So
Yep.
that's just crazy. Also, there's been camp talks all around. You heard it here first. I told y'all about this whole thing coming out of Raiders camp. They're talking about Mendoza may not be ready for the NFL. I told everybody that, hey, y'all need to praise Kirk Signetti because he had him in the offense that
Yep.
hid all
Yep.
his problems. And I guess in with the Raiders, they're now seeing all the issues arise. What's your thoughts on some of the camp talk that's going on, and the fact that we're now hearing that Fernando may not be ready for the NFL right now?
Hey, for the most part, camp talk really ain't about much of anything,
Yeah.
except when you kind of talking about rookie quarterbacks. If if they're saying, hey, listen, this guy he may not be ready for the NFL, da 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 da. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Especially like you already said it. We had this conversation before, months ago when you had laid out your list. There weren't any first round QBs in this draft.
Yeah, no.
Uh, but they drafted number one overall. Don't know
Mhm.
why they went there. I don't know why they. I guess it's the popular thing to do. Grab a quarterback because you need it. Sometimes you should just wait it out.
Right.
But when they talk about a QB at camp early in the game, that means he's screwing up pretty bad, or
Mhm.
or everything's not coming to him fast enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's not picking up on the offense, or he doesn't understand where people should be, or where everyone on the field should be during this play. Essentially
Mhm.
picking up on offense again. Um, I like no, I, like I'm not we're not doubting his running ability or anything like that, but how does it look when he's getting pressure? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How
Absolutely.
does it look then? You know when you're dealing with a totally different level of competition at practice. And we talking
Mhm.
about the Raiders. We ain't talking. They ain't did a joint practice yet. You
No,
know what I'm saying?
not at all.
So he hasn't faced the elite. He do got to go against Max Crosby, so he gets to see that. But I'm talking about like an overall solid defense. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly, and that's where the big problem going to come into play. That because he's not seeing that stuff so early on, he might regress. Like you said, once they see the joint practices and all that type of stuff,
Yeah,
who's to say what's going to happen in there? Because he's going to be thrown in because they got no choice but to throw him in.
right.
Then out of Chiefs camp, you see Patrick Mahomes out there with the first team
Yep,
throwing, talking about he pulled the
juking.
RG3
Yeah.
all in for week one. I'm like, whoa, bro, hold up now.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, I forgot about that commercial. He was in there, you know what I'm saying?
Right. All in for week one. I mean, what's your thoughts on the possibility that Mahomes might be there week one?
I seen footage of Mahomes running the ball and doing some jukes with a brace on. I saw he's playing week one. Matter
Right,
of
right,
fact,
right.
if it wasn't if it was another coach other than Andy Reid, I would say he would play one game in the preseason. But Andy
Mhm.
Reid normally don't play his starters no way during the
At
preseason.
all, at all,
Yeah,
at all. Well, no,
so
no,
we
no.
not
They normally he plays them in one game,
yeah.
but it's for one series and then that's it.
Okay, so he take a couple snaps. That could be a three and out.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Could be a three and out. But yeah, I'm 100% expecting Patrick Mahomes to play. I don't. He's too much of a competitor. And thing is, man, they need him. They
Yeah,
need all of him to make stuff to
yeah.
make it work. We see what happened when he left last year. You know what I'm
The
saying? We
team
see
went
what happened.
downhill.
Yep, yep. He is the glue to everything. I'm
Right.
talking about. Hey, he the glue to defense. When I say he glue to defense, hey, keep the defense off the field. You know what I'm saying? Let them
Right,
rest
right,
up.
right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? That type of thing. He's like
That's why they
everything.
so yeah, exactly. That's why they don't have to worry about much. But yeah, man, I mean it's quite impressive because I
Yeah,
mean if he's able to start week one, understand they're already they feel some type of way. Them and the Ravens feel some type of way about not making the playoffs last year. And it's
yeah.
like for them, they want to get back in the saddle and get it going immediately because they're not playing around. Did you get to see the documentary Quarterback?
You know what? I'm down to the last two episodes. I haven't
Okay.
finished watching it yet, but I am down to the last two episodes, man.
So what was your take on it so far? Because from what I came off with was that to me this was the best season.
Yeah,
Because I sat up there a lot of what was going on. They had a lot of stuff going on for everybody, and then to pick Jaden Daniels in
I
the
was
one
I
season that he got
I,
injured
I was going
is
to
the
ask you about that.
craziest thing about it. But go ahead, go ahead. What's your
Yeah,
question?
yeah. Because my question is like, what were your thoughts about? Because I seen the episode when he finally injured his arm about him being in the game. See, you already did an episode whenever he got hurt last year.
Right.
What was your thoughts after you watched that portion where he got injured, where he really didn't come on, he didn't want to come off the field, the game was over. You know what I mean? Did your thoughts change or it's kind of stayed the same? Like I already knew it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. So I when I was doing my like, because I'm the Commanders,
Yeah.
the frustrated fans Commanders, talk is gonna come back. Um, I was one of the people who was like, shut them down.
Mm-hmm.
The season was not, there was nothing about it. He had gotten injured in the Cowboys game. He had gotten injured in the Green Bay game. It was two separate injuries. Then he got injured again. And I was like, you know what? Can we just shut him down? Can we just shut him down?
Yeah.
Because because it was like every time you turned around, it was like, dang, he's going to get hurt again. Then at that point, I think at the point that we were in, we were basically we only won one game out of the NFC. We
Mm-hmm.
our chances of making the playoffs was over. So my thing was like, yo, so I was one of the people screaming, shut him down a long time from the very beginning, because it was like he's getting injured. This is too risky. The offensive line isn't there. The offense isn't working the way it is. Everybody's injured at this point. Let's shut it down.
Right.
And the fact that it again, it made me feel like the RG3 thing. He was in a game, and it was like he got injured. There was a point where he got injured in one of the games, and
Mm-hmm.
they was like, "You all right?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. I'm good. I'm fine. I can still play." And it was like, bro, that's how we lost RG3.
Yep.
So we need you to understand that you got to protect yourself. And when they finally shut him down, I was fine with it. Baker Mayfield, surprised that his personality was so big. Hell, Joe Flacco is one of the most regular looking people in
Yeah.
the entire world. Like
Right.
I could see he could be out in the public and nobody would recognize him
Yeah.
unless he was in Baltimore or Ohio.
Well, outside of his height, that's the only thing that would like a giveaway. But he's a regular guy. He ain't even drove that Super Bowl car he got.
Yeah, just sitting in the barn, just collecting dust, man. I was like, what? Like, geez, man. Like, and
Yeah,
that's
man.
when you just got so much stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like that you could take a luxury, brand spanking new luxury vehicle, park it in the barn, and just let dust collect on it,
Why,
man.
probably why he's still paying insurance on it. It ain't driving nowhere.
Well,
Ain't driving
well,
nowhere.
he might not be paying insurance on it because it's in the bar. It's hidden in the bar.
Yeah. Hey, those games, you remember that game that he had? Because I watched the episode. You remember when he whooped up on Pittsburgh? That
Right.
when he kept throwing the ball to Jamar Chase. You remember Jamar
Yeah,
Chase had like
like
1,000
almost.
catches
Yeah, it was like almost 200 something yards.
yeah,
Yeah, he was like,
yeah.
yeah, because we made a big joke about it
Yeah.
about there's another
Hey,
catch.
and it made sense because I was when I was looking at it, I was like, he didn't. This just so happened. It just so happened it happened that way because a lot of plays he was messing up calling. He was
Right.
messing up the calls. He
He
was like, "Hey
said
man,
he know
this
the
play's not
call.
messed
He
up."
know the
And
call.
at that point, he was like, you know what? As long as I know where Jamar Chase is going to be at, that's what I'm throwing the ball to. That's what really happened. He was like,
And,
"All
and,
right,
and you know what? There's so many quarterbacks that do that. We had a guy, Taylor Heineke, that was here.
oh yeah, Taylor
The
Heineke,
play
yep,
would break
yep,
down.
Old Dominion, Old Dominion."
He ain't care. Where Terry's supposed to be over here, I'm throwing it right over there.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, you got some quarterbacks do that. Jameis Winston did that with Rashad Green in at Florida State.
Yes,
He would throw
yes.
him the ball. I don't care
All
if it was
types of traffic.
yep. Hey, if he had three on him, if it was 3-1 and James couldn't scramble, he like, where's Rashad Green at? I'm gonna throw it to him. He triple coverage. The only thing he got to do was just one run, 1 yard. And he was passing that ball to
Yeah.
Rashad Green all the time.
And that's how it is, man. But
Yeah,
like I said, this was a fantastic season of the quarterback. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was really good. I
yeah.
like the fact the one thing that was driving me crazy was that uh your boy Cam Ward. I mean, man. he was just cussing all the time. It was like, bro,
Yeah.
like you gotta
Yeah.
cuss all the time, as much as you doing, like you cussing all the time. Like, bro, come on, man, like you ain't gotta cuss that much.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing it on a podium and everything.
Right.
Like just slow it down a tad
Yeah,
bit. Just a tad bit, man.
Like you ain't got to cuss all the time. Like, come on, man. So yeah, that was good. But everybody who hasn't seen it, check out quarterback. To me, it was their best season. I really enjoyed this season. So other than that, y'all tell us what y'all think in the comments below. How do y'all feel about some of the stories we covered? How do y'all feel about the season of quarterback? How many of y'all thought it was great? How many of y'all are reeling from the injuries going on in the current camps and stuff like that? Y'all tell us in the comments below. Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, along with my man Jeremiah Street, and this has been a Frustrated Fan Sports Show.